Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme session. So the scheme that we are covering today, it was recently mentioned in your PIV, and that is what the right approach for examination also. So any scheme that has been recently launched or was in use for past 1 year, that becomes very important from your examination point of view. And what one such scheme is scheme of fund for upgradation and regeneration of traditional industry. The short form of it is SFURTI. And so about SFURTI, whatever important dimensions that you need to remember, we are going to cover in this session. So from the name itself, you can have a basic idea what is it. So this is a scheme that will provide funding for what? For upgrading the pre-existing traditional industries and also for their regeneration. So what are these traditional industry? Let's have a look of that. But before that, we have a small announcement for all the aspirants who are preparing for various regulatory examinations, right? So what happens? So this is your one-stop solution for all the queries that you have regarding the examination. For example, in front of you, I have this book that is for becoming a RBI manager. So in this book, you will find everything. First of all, regarding RBI, what is it? It is important to know that which organization you are joining, what's its role, right? Apart from that, its role, what are the different hierarchies, everything is mentioned here. And apart from that, as an aspirant, the important things that you need to know, for example, what are the previous trend, okay? How to become a RBI manager, what are the previous trends, cutoffs, what is the basic syllabus that is asked in your examination, everything is mentioned in this book. All your doubts will be cleared after this, okay? And similar for this, we have this for NABARD Grade A, and this is for becoming RBI assistant manager. So for all the queries, you can have a look on that, and the link of these ebooks you can find from the description box below, right? So this was a short announcement for everyone. Now let's move ahead and look at, first of all, understand what are these traditional industries. So traditional industries are those in which the artisans who work on them, who actually make these things, right? So they use the local raw material, whatever that is available to them. They have this traditional skills that is going on from that is passed from ancestors to them, and then the technology, in fact, that is used in making such products, they are also local in nature. Those are the traditional industries. Now, why government it is focusing on that? Okay, first of all, we know that India is rich in such industrial products, right? Traditional industrial products. And this provides a great opportunity of employment, especially in the areas of rural and backward regions, where still these big industries, they are not being able to establish there, right? So for them, as a source of income, these traditional industries, they play a vital role. So if we upgrade this, how are we going to upgrade this? By providing them with funding, we're providing them with better technology, better skill development, right? Because of that, value addition will be done to the products, and everything in which value addition is done, of course, that is going to fetch them good profit, and this is the basic aim behind SFURTI, okay? So I hope you now have a basic idea. Now let's move ahead, look at the important dimensions. Starting from the launch year, so this scheme was launched in 2005, and because here, see, we can imagine that these industries, they are at smaller scale, maybe at a family level also, right? So that is why, because these enterprises, they are at smaller scale, that is why it falls under the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. I hope this will be easily rememberable, how I told you just now, okay? What is the aim of the scheme? So the here aim is to organize, to formalize, make these industries formal. And when we talk about formalizing or organizing, we are talking about the traditional industries and artisans, okay? So at individual level also artisans and the industries that are working on it, okay? Because see, you can imagine even the industries, if they have hired 2-4 work artisans under them, they would be at very smaller scale, right? So when you organize them, when you make them into cluster, there will be more products, right? So if there are more products, so it can be sold to, maybe it can be exported to some other countries as well, and also to some other states it can be sent, right? So that will make them competitive. So what is the basic idea is, whenever cluster is formed, more products will be there, so it can be easily sellable in the market, which will provide them with more profit, right? So make clusters to make them competitive, and along with that, providing support to them. So when we talk about support, we are talking about financial support, we are talking about the capacity building of them, okay? And also we're providing with the infrastructure support, okay? And also the technology. So provide support for their long-term sustainability so that they can sustain for longer duration of time and they can compete with the industrial world and economy of scale. Okay, so this is the basic idea behind SFURTI. Talking about now institutional arrangement. So at different levels there are different institutions that is going to work for this. So first is steering committee. So this steering committee, it is at national level, headed by secretary of Ministry of MSME, and the basic work of steering committee, it is to approve the clusters in the different region. Okay, so there is another committee they just look at that will give the proposal that okay, in this area such kind of artisans are making things and the clusters can be formed of them and they can be benefited under SFURTI. Okay, so then that proposal will go to steering committee and then they would decide that actually it has to be approved or not. Okay, this is the work of steering committee. Then there is also nodal agency. So nodal agencies will focus on such cluster. Now what does it mean and who will head the nodal agency? So see, there is no specific for it. For example, if in some areas khadi is being formed, okay, khadi products are being formed, so in those areas KVIC will take care of it, right? That is for khadi and village industry commission, right? So that will take care of that. If something is made out of a coir, what is coir? So the outer fiber portion that is of a coconut, that is coir. So for if it is taking care of, if it is of coir, so of course coir board will take care of that. So I hope you get an idea of the nodal agency. There is no specific, but depending on which industry are we targeting, on that nodal agency will work. Next, there will be technical agency also. They can be any of the government organization or other organization which will provide with the technical support. And then there will be implementing agency who will at the grassroots level will implement all the things that are under SFURTI. Okay, so here we have to take care of one thing, that implementing agency, it is not necessary that it will be a government organization. It can be any NGO, private firm also, anything who would be taking care under this. Okay, and this implementing agency only will propose the steering committee that in this area we have observed, for example, that this handloom industry, handloom artisans are many and they can be joined as a cluster and can be benefited under SFURTI. So then they will deduct a plan, they would offer the proposal in front of steering committee and then they will decide. And if it is approved, then the implementing agency will work on that cluster. And do remember, for one cluster there will be only one implementing agency. Okay, so now let's look at the type. So it is a center sector scheme, so fully funded by the center government. Nature of assistance will be given. So for a single project, 8 crore rupees will be given to whom? That will be given to the implementing agency, right? Next is criteria of selection, how that will be criteria is measured. So selection of cluster will be based on their geographical concentration. Okay, because see, in some areas there is the type of work that is performed in different areas is different, and in fact the people living in that area, the population that is in the area, that would also differ according to geographical concentration, right? So which should be around 500 beneficiary per family. For example, if in some place it's only 400 families that are living, right? So but according to geographical area, that is like that's the sufficient one, right? So that would also be considered, but it should be around 500 beneficiary family only to form a cluster. Apart from that, 10% from northeast will be considered for the clusters. Okay, so this is about the basic details. Now let's look at the objective. Objectives are quite simple and easily readable. For example, to provide sustained employment for traditional industry, artisans and rural development. What is the objective of SFURTI? To have employment, sustained employment, not only employment. Okay, and the rural entrepreneurs, for them this scheme would play a major role. Marketability of products, because here we are talking about value adding to them, and then afterwards the SFURTI would also help these artisans to market their products, to provide them with a platform, be it online platform, right, or different exhibitions that will be made under SFURTI, so that their products, it can have a reach. To make provision for common facility and improve tools, as we said about the SFURTI aim, right? So that was to provide them with technology, to upgrade them, right? Next is to strengthen the cluster governance system with active participation of the stakeholders. So here the objective of the scheme, it is to involve the stakeholders as well as the public private partnership. Okay, so that better because when they are involved, they would be better interested in the skill development, right, and about the improved technologies as well. Next is about to look up setting of multi-product cluster and integrated value chain. Okay, so here we are talking about not just one cluster but multiple clusters, so that they can provide with various range. Okay, for example, from coir, a lot of different products can be formed instead of making just one thing, so that it can fetch a better input, better profit, and integrated value chain and strong market driven approach. Okay, so here we are talking about integrated value chain addition. Next is to tap the e-commerce platform. Okay, so we are talking about Amazon, Alibaba, etc. The Flipkart that can be used to sell the products. Talking about key features, so here one main key feature that it covers all the three types of interventions. What are these interventions? First is soft intervention. Soft intervention, it includes awareness. Okay, awareing people about the skills that can be improved, or about the different opportunities that they can have. Okay, hard intervention, it includes providing them with the infrastructure, with the equipments. What is the difference between soft intervention and hard intervention? Hard means something that you can touch. By this you can remember, right? So in hard intervention, we are talking about infrastructure, we are talking about tools, we are talking about them with the hubs, you can say, where they can act storage facility, warehouse facility, where they can actually store the product and keep the product and can utilize physically. You can remember that to be physically, right? But in case of soft intervention, it is talking about verbal communication we are talking about here. Okay, and the third one is thematic intervention. Here we talk about the post production thing, right? For example, marketing and all that sort, that comes under thematic intervention. So that these are the important key features. Talking about financial assistance, so that will be given in two ways. One is regular cluster, that will be of 500 artisans. There the government will provide the assistance of up to rupees 2.5 crore. Do remember, it is up to. Okay, next is major cluster. So in major cluster, there are more than 500 artisans, and here the government will provide assistance up to 5 crore. Okay, so this is about the financial assistance. Now this was the news. Here national level exhibition of traditional products from SFURTI cluster being organized for the first time, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and this is from 30th September 2022. This is what I was talking about, that these products that will be either exported, exhibition will be made of them, so that more it can reach to more and more people and the buyers. Okay, so this was the news. It was recently here. That, as you can see, and that is why we have studied it, and that is all in this particular video. So if you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe to it for more such videos, and you can also find the PDF of this particular lecture and all the lectures that we provide on YouTube in our Telegram channel. The link of it is given in the description box below. Alright, so that is all in this video. If you want me to cover any scheme, if you have any doubt, any query, you can always write to us. You can write in the comment section, you can contact us here, right? So now we'll meet in the next video.